Online, you hear a lot of people in the health and nutrition space talk about the Adrenal cocktail. In this video, I want to explain what it is, how to make one yourself, and also discuss possible benefits and side effects. Let's get started. First things first, what even is the Adrenal cocktail? It's a drink with specific nutrients that your adrenal glands need to function properly. The adrenal glands are walnut-sized disc-shaped organs that sit atop each kidney on your lower back. They are important for your health because they secrete hormones that help your body deal with stress. This can be cortisol, adrenaline, aldosterone, and they also secrete small amounts of the sex hormones like estrogen and testosterone. Together, the stress hormones trigger a wide variety of things in your body, most of them related to the fight or flight reflex. When you're under acute stress, they will elevate the glucose in your blood, raise blood pressure, and also increase energy production. The problem is when acute stress turns into chronic stress, because then your adrenals work overtime and can eventually burn out. This then leads to energy crashes, high irritability, and other symptoms that are related to weak adrenal function. Now, every time I mention adrenal fatigue, I have to also say that it's not an accepted medical condition. I still believe it's very helpful from a nutritional point of view, though. I talk about whether adrenal fatigue is fake or not in a different video. But back to the adrenal cocktail. It's basically a drink that supplies all the nutrients your glands need to heal or function properly. You can either make it yourself at home or you can buy a pre-mixed version. But there aren't that many manufacturers and sometimes the formulations aren't that great. So I suggest you make it yourself. The three main ingredients are 1. Sodium, usually from sea salt, 2. Potassium, and here good sources can be cream of tartar, coconut water, or a potassium supplement, and 3. Vitamin C, usually in the form of orange juice, a vitamin C supplement, or some type of food extract. Let me now go over each ingredient and explain their role in your body and in the cocktail. Let's start with sodium. Next to its role in hormone production, the adrenals also regulate electrolyte levels in your body, and especially the levels of sodium and potassium. This is primarily done through the hormone aldosterone, which retains sodium. Without sodium, the body cannot produce energy or maintain proper blood pressure. So low sodium levels are also an indicator of low aldosterone and low adrenal function, at least on a hair analysis, which is my favorite type of nutrient test. So by adding sodium through a quality salt to the adrenal cocktail, we're making it easier for the adrenal glands to do their job and to retain sodium in the body. Next, we have potassium, and the reason it's an ingredient in the adrenal cocktail is the same as sodium. Just like the control of sodium is reliant on your adrenal glands, so is the level of potassium in your body. Potassium is sodium's antagonist. They work together and they also oppose each other, especially in high doses. The body always strives to maintain a healthy ratio between sodium and potassium, but unfortunately, most people don't get enough through their normal diet, especially because they don't eat enough vegetables and fruit. The last main ingredient is vitamin C, and the reason for adding it to the adrenal cocktail is that the adrenal glands are one of the organs with the highest concentration of vitamin C in the body. Vitamin C is definitely used up during times of stress because it is required for proper adrenal function and also for the conversion of dopamine to noradrenaline, together with copper. Great, now that you have a general overview of the adrenal cocktail, how do you make it yourself? While there are countless of recipes online, most people that I know use the recipe recommended by Morley Robbins, who's the founder of the Root Cause Protocol. I review his program in a different video, but if you read his book, you will actually notice that he didn't come up with the recipe. Instead, a Susan Blackhart came up with it, and here's what it looks like. You take 4 ounces of orange juice, ideally fresh squeezed and unprocessed, 1/4 of a teaspoon of cream of tartar, which is potassium bitartrate, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of sea salt, which is sodium chloride in combination with other minerals naturally found in the salt. Since this recipe is fairly basic, you will also find quite a few variations of it online. For example, a lot of people exchange the cream of tartar with coconut water or a potassium supplement. Some add magnesium to it to balance the stimulating effect of sodium and potassium. And some use whole food vitamin C powder instead of orange juice. Whatever you decide to do, the rough guidelines to aim for are 60 milligrams of vitamin C, 375 milligrams of potassium, and 460 milligrams of sodium. Of course, these are just guidelines, and you always want to try around a little bit and see what works best for you. For example, the 60 milligrams of vitamin C is very little, and you can easily double that. As always, start with low doses and adjust them later on to your preferences and needs. You want to be especially careful with potassium, but I will talk about that in a second. First, how often and when should you take the Adrenal cocktail? You can either use it as a substitute for coffee after waking up. That's because if you suffer from chronic fatigue, you generally want to avoid stimulants like caffeine, because they will make you feel better in the moment, but worse over time. Or you can take the Adrenal cocktail when you have an energy low throughout the day, for example, before lunch or in the afternoon. So you generally want to shoot for 1 or maximum 2 Adrenal cocktails per day. Now, before I wrap up this video, let's also quickly talk about potential side effects. Even when you use the Adrenal cocktail as a substitute for coffee, the nutrients in the cocktail can still be very stimulating. That means they can be too stimulating for people with severe fatigue. And this goes especially for high-dose vitamin C. If you stick to low doses, so 60 milligrams or 100 milligrams, you will generally be fine. But if you take more than 300 or 400 milligrams, you can definitely run into problems. I've seen it in the past. You also want to be careful with the amount of potassium that you put in your drink, because too much can definitely be dangerous. Now, the tolerable upper limit is always individual, but keep in mind that one cocktail has close to 400 milligrams, which is quite a lot. This is especially true if you're using potassium chloride, which in the US is limited to under 100 milligrams per dose, at least for supplements. I explain how to correctly take each nutrient in more detail in a different video, so definitely be sure to check them out if you're interested. If you get side effects like heart palpitations or spiking or dropping of your blood pressure, then there's definitely an electrolyte imbalance going on here, which you want to discuss with your doctor. And the last thing I should mention is that chronic fatigue isn't always just adrenal fatigue. Your energy levels are dependent on many organs in your body, not just your adrenal glands. And sometimes you have to fix more than your burnt out adrenals to get going again. I talk about this in many videos on my channel, and important factors can be things like copper overload, magnesium deficiency, or other nutrient deficiencies and imbalances. Again, if you want to learn more, check out my channel. I hope you liked this video, and I see you in the next one.